on. And when you tell them this message that you're telling us and everybody else who's listening, does it cut through?
Sometimes it does. Majority of the time it does. Is that aha moment, like, dang. Especially because I focus a lot on racial trauma.
Okay.
And so how oppressive systems impact our mental health and well-being. And when I relate it back to slavery, and these are the things that the slave master were doing that now you're doing because your mother did it, and it's generational. And it becomes a perpetual problem. They're like, I see it. So how can I change? Because people don't know. So they need me to drop those breadcrumbs and give them the guides. And so it's really a guiding, the aha moment. Sometimes clients are like, you know what, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And there's actually one particular client where I'm like, okay, what are you doing? You're paying for these sessions out of pocket, but you're not making any changes. So why are you here? Yeah. Because you could call your girlfriend. I mean, you want to pay me, that's fine. But ethically, if you're not making progress, then I'm really just taking your money unnecessarily. So real. It's like, do you want healing or not? Because I'm not going to fight you for your healing.
And this isn't something to really kind of try to just play with, you know? Right. You know, you're playing with your time, but you're also playing with your time, you're playing with your money, and you're also playing with your mentals, you know, and if it's growing or not. No, that's real. That's real.
So another thing is, like, there's some outside factors, obviously, that I think might affect mental health. Like, for example, like how it rains in Seattle, the weather, right? Or the food I eat. Like, does that have like an effect on
yes, definitely. Environmental stimuli impact our mental health and well-being, and nutrition. What are we putting in our bodies? I always talk about this, especially as Black people, because we tend to be impoverished and lower income, so we can't necessarily afford all the good foods and the nutrition.
Exactly.
So oftentimes our kids are being overdiagnosed and misdiagnosed based on the diets. For instance, most kids are eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because you can get Wonder Bread for 99 cents. And then you're getting processed jelly, and it's all this sugar, which impacts your kid. And then you send them to school, and they're jumping up and down. They can't sit still. And then the teacher says, hey, they're ADHD, so let's medicate them. So it definitely goes down to nutrition as well as environmental stimuli, because some people, they get really depressed in the rain and other things. And if you're not seeing sunlight, then you're not really being upbeat or positive.
No, that's real. And like that, I think there's statistics that actually show that Washington State has a high suicide rate due to the weather.
It definitely does.
Yeah. So I agree. And that's something you kind of touched on as well, was like the lack of I guess the affordability of healthcare, right?
It's systemic issues.
You could say healthcare in general,
right?
But mental health more so. It's like, when you're in those sessions, and you know that, okay, this is my time with this person, right? And there's a little bit of relinquishing that control, right? Because when they leave your session, you don't have control over what they're actually going through in their everyday life.
Right.
So how do you deal with that, knowing that, okay, we made so much progress, but there's a chance we might relapse once they leave that door? Like, how do you deal with that?
Well, for starters, I don't believe that I have control at all.
Okay.
And I tell my clients day one, they control the sessions. They lead it, they guide it. I'm not in control of anything.
Gotcha.
This is their life.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So just like my clients who sit there and come in each week and they don't make any changes, that's on them. So I can guide them and I can give them the tools that they need, but ultimately it's out of my control. So just knowing that and separating myself, that helps me